Hey guys, it is Moment Z, your favorite show, and of course, we are your favorite girls. I'm Bellumi.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Lisa.
Yep.
Oh.
How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Are you ready for today's episode, today's show?
Definitely. I'm feeling really cute with myself though, because I feel like my hair matches my lips, which matches my dress. I'm just like, yes, boo. But okay, cool.
Let's jump right into it. So my inspiration of the day. I went to Modupe Cole. Aww. You're so beautiful. High five. You're on Instagram. Say hi, Insta fam. Okay, so that was the first time I went to Modupe Cole. So Modupe Cole is a school in Lagos where they keep children with Down syndrome. So they treat them, rather they train them, they teach them, they house them. There's a hostel as well. So I've always been scared to actually do all this kind of stuff, like go to orphanages and everything. So I was just inspired.
Why are you scared?
I'm always scared because I'm just a very emotional person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, if I go there and then I'm now crying, I'm kind of making them aware of their own issues. So I've always been shying away from things like that. But then I had to go because I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. So I went there and then it was the most amazing experience ever. Like those people, they taught me how to just be happy.
Yes, enjoy life. Yes.
Like, they were all smiling, like they were making me laugh, and in my head I'm like, isn't it supposed to be the other way around?
Yeah.
And they were making, and then they were just so, hi. One said, oh my gosh, I love your hair, because I had beads, and she was like, oh my god, I love your hair. And probably because I wasn't so aware of Down syndrome in particular, so I thought I would go there and then they would just be like looking at me, and then when she said, I love your hair, I didn't expect that. I'm like, it was just.
I think that's great that there's a place for them, because I think some of them tend to go to like normal schools and then they're like slow with learning because everything there is so fast paced and stuff. So it's nice that there's a place for like specialized learning, as it were.
Yeah, definitely.
As a people, as Nigerians, we're taking cognizance of mental disorders and like ways to specifically handle them, you know, which actually brings us to the topic of today. All right, so today, guys, we're discussing depression. According to suicide.org, a teen takes his own or her own life every 100 minutes. Approximately 20% of teens experience depression before they reach adulthood, and between 10 to 15% suffer the symptoms from time to time. Why are we battling with depression so much?
The economy.
Oh, girl.
As in, no, it's 2 words, honestly.
Two words, the economy.
The economy. And I have facts to back it up. You know, there was a point in time when Nigerians were seen as the happiest people on earth, one of the happiest people on earth. Now, according to WHO, we're actually one of the most depressed countries. And that's just 2017 as of May.
Yeah,
but I also kind of feel like depression is something that affects everyone, poor or rich. Because you'd be surprised how, I mean, I don't want to put anybody on blast, but then even like the supposed celebrities, if I can use them, who seemingly have everything materially anyway. I don't know. The
economy is affecting them too.
What are you talking about? They have mantras, they have private jets.
No, they're in debt, so they're really, most of them are in debt.
Amanda, depression is not an economic factor.
It is,
not a
to me, it is.
But what I would say is
when
that
you have money, you'll be happy. You go to the beach to eat.
No, but wait, I think for us, we're talking about us right now. We're not really so concerned about the economy because we still get pocket money from our parents and stuff like that.
I don't get pocket money.
But I would say that a lot of times, education, really, I know people who, because they were depressed about their grades, they actually committed suicide. So in Unilag, you know, there is a lagoon. And of course, you hear stories about people who were trying to take their own lives by jumping into the lagoon, probably because they had bad grades or they had a course that they had to take an extra year for, which they didn't want to. So you had things like that. But
people kill themselves in Unilag.
Maybe we should add more people to this conversation. Bring in a guest. What do you think?
Of course.
Okay, so coming up next, our guest will join us in the studio, still on the topic of youths and depression. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys, to the show. If you were just tuning in, you were right on time because we're discussing a very sensitive topic, youths and depression. So joining us is our first guest. He is a very young person doing amazing things in the world of photography. He is a poet, singer, songwriter, cinematographer, and a filmmaker. He is a genius. His name is Prince Peter Nelson. Our second guest is Motun Onofookon. She's the founder of talesofmyyouth.com, a faith-inspired website unpacking the struggles youths face and how she's dealing with them. You guys are welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to actually be here. I'm actually shocked that you guys actually, brought people like me or us here. Give us this platform.
This is for the youth.
It's actually like, I feel like it's a step forward.
Yes. Getting people to talk and join the conversation is really good.
So we're talking about depression right now. So do you think Nigerian youths can mask their depression? Do you think there is even depression in the youth?
Yeah, definitely. There's so many things that we face as youths. Like, you were talking about grades earlier. That is something that definitely can cause depression. Grades and pressure from your parents, pressure from seeing people have things and you may not have them. It's very easy to fall into a state of sadness that can lead to depression. And it's very easy to mask it as well because we are essentially the social media generation. So we have, you post a picture on Instagram, but you don't really know how the person's feeling when they posted it.
Happy,
exactly.
excited.
Like you ask someone how are you feeling, and they'll be like good, but like they're crying in their bed, and like that's just the reality of things now because we don't have human contact with people anymore. We're always on our phones. We FaceTime, but then once we're done with FaceTime, you can go back to crying. So that's just the world we live in today.
Would you say that is the result of social media?
No, I'm saying that's how people that's how
they mask their depression.
Okay.
So I was going to say that, do you think depression is a Nigerian thing? Because I have a feeling, or I know that some parents are like, depressed, care, you. Are you sure it's not malaria? I feel like it's not really, looked at as a Nigerian thing.
People feel like it's this thing that we have somehow adopted.
It's like white man's disease.
It's a white man's disease, exactly.
Okay, personally, I don't believe it's a white man's disease because in fact, it's not a white man's disease. For example, when I was in GSS2, I am a stammerer normally. Like, I stammer. So in GSS2, there was a point where I had to literally hit something to actually talk. And then my teacher actually asked me to read a text, and then I started to hit things, and then people started to laugh at me, and then I burst into tears at that point. And then she now called me after the class was over, and then she told me that, why am I crying? That am I not a boy?
You see,
am I not a
Nigerian boy?
And then, then I didn't really know how to react. I was just sad. And then I go back home, and then depression started to set in. That I don't even think I can even talk to anybody anymore because I'm going to end up hitting the table. So it's not actually a white man disease. It happens to everybody. The moment you discover that you have something or like you don't have something that other people have. For example, when I was in GSS2, I couldn't speak like other people. Even now I still find it difficult, but then I've mastered it.
You sound cool now.
So like when you discover that you can't really fit into society, depression sets in. So it's not a white man's disease.
So why is society still regarding it as a white man's disease?
I think it's really just, I don't know, maybe it's lack of education, and then also maybe because people didn't really talk about these things like in times past. So it now just kind of seems like, now that we're talking about it, it must then be that we have copied it from somewhere. Whereas it's always been in existence. People just didn't know what to call it.
Yes, it was ignored.
Exactly.
Because we have, the way we've grown up, our culture has been, develop a thick skin. We've always ignored things that are happening. So many things, like in families, there's so many things happening, but they're just like, I beg, like, mommy, you need depression, like, as in, like,
pray it away, all this kind of things.
Exactly. But we actually have to realize that it's not, like, we're vulnerable as well. The symptoms of depression aren't things that happen only there. Like, they happen, people feel hopeless. Like, you were talking about the economy earlier. The economy we live in now leads to people feeling hopeless.
Yes.
Like, so it's not like, they can only feel hopeless.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm depressed.
The symptoms are things that we face every day. So it's very easy for those things to lead to depression.
One thing I also feel like is a major result of depression is suicide. And I think we should definitely discuss that.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do that very shortly, just after the break. Just take a quick break, just real quick. Okay, well, coming up shortly on the conversation, we dive into suicide, its causes, its effects, how it affects us as a people. Don't go anywhere, guys.
You know when it's about to rain and there's a dark cloud over the sky and it's like that for days and weeks and months. That's how dreary a lot of depressed people feel, to hear them tell it.
Yeah.
So when you feel like that, you know, you feel this, feel an oppressive cloud around you, and you feel like you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. You're just looking for escape.
Welcome back, guys. You're still watching Moment Z, and it is all serious and real in here because we're talking about depression and the youths. So now we have a specialist joining the conversation, and she will be telling us about those signs to look out for, the solutions that can get anyone out of a depressed state. She is a psychiatrist from Luth. Guys, meet Dr. Olushile. Hi. Hi, Doctor.
Hello, ma.
Hello, ma. When you said doctor, I was expecting someone like with
so
lab coats and serious and everything.
But she's so pretty.
Are you playing? She's a slay doctor.
You know? All right, so let me just say, right before we went to break, I was talking about suicide and how that's like a big, you know, thing that can result from depression. And I know that some people tend to say, like, oh, suicide is selfish. And if you kill yourself, you're just thinking only about yourself. Like, oh, what about your family is going to miss you? And people also say things like, oh, you committing suicide, you go to hell. And it's like, who are you helping? Do you understand? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, suicide really is one of the most serious complications of depression as we know it today. And depression, let me quickly say here that depression is a disorder. It's not just a feeling. And there are signs and symptoms for certain duration that makes someone diagnose depression, say, oh, this person is depressed. So when someone, just imagine you know when it's about to rain and there's a dark cloud over the sky and it's like that for days and weeks and months. That's how dreary a lot of depressed people feel, to hear them tell it. So when you feel like that, you know, you feel this, feel an oppressive cloud around you, and you feel like you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. You're just looking for escape. So for many of them, suicide is just escape.
It makes so much sense.
That's very scary. So how do you now spot these symptoms? Because you want to know if, okay, am I depressed? Because I don't know. I think I'm depressed because like I'm broke and everything. But how do you spot out symptoms of depression?
Okay, well, we have major symptoms of depression. One has got to have low mood, feelings of sadness.
Okay.
And then you've got to feel weakness. And this weakness is not like, oh, I've got malaria, I feel weak. Okay. It's just that you just can't seem to have the energy to do anything or to get up and go. And then you have this certain loss of interest in certain things that used to excite you. Maybe you love to read, or you love to watch TV, or go swimming. All of a sudden, you can't just muster up, you know, the interest to do those things anymore. In addition to so many other things, you might find yourself weeping when there's really no need to. You might find that you're not sleeping as well. You might find that you're not eating as well either. You might be losing some weight, or you might even be eating more
too much,
or sleeping too much and gaining weight. You might be feeling very hopeless about the future, feeling really worthless. Your self-confidence may be at 0. And when all those things have been going on for at least 2 weeks,
at least 2 weeks,
at least 2 weeks non-stop, then we can be talking about a disorder, depression. You know, a lot of people feel that we have it bad in this country. Maybe, I don't know, what has a white man got to be depressed about? Now we have a reason to be depressed. We don't have money, we don't have light, but you know, we've got one thing going for us that they don't have in the advanced world, so to speak. We've got the support of family, social support. Sometimes we've got this network that is so strong, maybe at work, maybe in church, maybe in your community, your neighbors, and you guys form a clique, and it's so strong, and if one person is not there, you're like, where is this person? I haven't seen you for 3 days. You don't know how far that goes.
I know as Nigerians are very positive people. Even when we're ill, we're like, no, I'm strong in the name of the Lord. You know, some people actually know that they're depressed, but it's like, nah, no, I'm going to take the spiritual route out of this.
Which can be dangerous.
Which can be dangerous. Yeah, but I think we need to go on a break right now. So when we come back, we'll still be talking on this topic, youth and depression. But on a lighter note, we'll be spotting someone's crazy moments. So we'll be back in a jiffy.
Welcome back, guys. It is Moment Z, and we're talking about youths and depression. Now, we all know the struggles that we face in Nigeria: the economy, the lights, no water, education, lecturers on your neck. So I want to ask, with all these factors, oh yes, heartbreak, and girls not answering you, boys not answering you, and just basically all things not working for your good, so to say. So with all these things, is it actually possible for a youth in Nigeria to actually be free from depression, or is only for the fit and the strong ones that you're actually going to be happy?
All right, I'm sorry. I have to say, I don't think it's about fit and strong. I don't know. What do you think? I
think so, yeah.
Right, because I think depression can affect anyone, any walk of life, whatever your economic capacity. What do you think?
Like, the way we have, like, if we start seeing it as a disease that it is, a disorder that it is, like, for example, cancer.
Exactly.
It's not like, you don't choose, it's not that you're strong that you get it. Like, anybody can get it. It's the same way anybody can get depression. It's not something that happens because, oh, okay, today I was thinking negative thoughts, that therefore I'm going to be depressed. Like, it hits you at whatever walk in life you are. Yeah. And until we start seeing it like that and, like, realizing that we're all vulnerable to it, then we can move forward with it. Yeah.
So what are the steps to lead out of depression? What do you see are the steps?
Personally, I think for someone to actually get to that state of depression, in my own, should I say, in my words, what I believe is that when people start to know things that they cannot have, things that are rampant in society, they tend to either accept the fact that they don't have these things, or they reject themselves.
Okay.
So the moment when they make that decision to actually reject themselves, they're actually entering into self-depression. In my own
case.
Okay, that's a very valid point.
So if people can actually learn to accept themselves and their situations, like for example, it is in this, okay. Back to what I was saying about my stomach situation. Right. I learned to, I was actually very depressed at the time. Right. Like, it went on for a very long time, 1 month, 2 months, and then I couldn't talk to anybody because of, I talked to them, they already know that I stammer. All they are saying is that I should come praying. And then,
oh wow,
Nigerians pray.
I should come praying, and then I learned something. Okay, yes, I am a stammerer. I have issues with my speech, but then that shouldn't stop. That shouldn't make me depressed.
Okay. Yeah, that's who you are.
I need to ask a question now. Yes, will you just say depression is just a disorder, or something around you has to happen before you go into depression, or is there a way you can voluntarily enter depression? So maybe you're constantly feeling sad by yourself. Maybe you're constantly, like, inferiority complex, for example. You're constantly beating yourself down, and then you now enter into depression.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. Let me make a few things clear very quickly. Okay. You know, for one to, the causes of depression as it stands today, we come at it from 3 major viewpoints. Okay. The biological causes, the psychological causes, and then the social causes. Okay. So the biological causes are, okay, maybe your mom had depression or your dad had depression.
So it's genetic?
Yes, there is a genetic link.
Wow.
Okay. So that will make your risk higher than somebody else doesn't have depression in their family. Okay. That's 1. Now 2, psychological causes. Maybe your personality, maybe the way you cope with things, maybe things that have happened in your life, an overload of stressors and life events that have happened in your life. Those are psychological causes. Then social causes, your environment, where you live, where you know, how does that contribute to illness? So when those 3 come together, imagine a grain of corn. So the corn, that's biological, okay? So the soil, that's psychological, and so the weather, it's times corn season, that's social. Yeah. So when all 3 come together, in that perfect moment, it just goes like, bam, corn grows. So you can see when all these 3 come together, I mean, you've got the biological, psychological, you've had some events happen to you, or everything just comes together to trigger depression in that moment for that person.
No, don't call it madness. Have a
when the corn grows. Okay.
Welcome back, guys. It is time for us to wrap up in a nutshell. But before we do, we took a quick poll online. Let's see. Do you think as people we are ignorant of what depression is? 93%.
Yeah.
Yep. I totally agree with that poll.
What is that? Africans can't be. What's that?
0%.
Africans can't be depressed.
Oh, is that
so
right?
0%, yes.
Why are some people even saying no? We are not ignorant.
Some people are speaking. We are part of that percentage, the 3% that knows that depression is real.
Yeah, so probably they are saying from their own perspective that I know it is not real. I'm not ignorant of what depression is.
I don't understand. I'm not understanding.
93 said we're ignorant.
Yes, Africans are ignorant.
Then 7% said no, we're not. And I'm saying probably they're speaking from their own personal perspective. that because they are not ignorant, they feel other people are not ignorant as well.
Okay, cool.
Well, in a nutshell, I learned from Dr. Olushile that you can't just belittle what depression is as just being sad, or if you see someone that has those symptoms, don't just say, get out of it. You know how parents, your people say, like, get out, do your body, gym.
Shake your body,
So please, everybody should just seek medical help if you're experiencing those symptoms that she mentioned.
Okay. In a nutshell, I'll say that there are some steps that, you know, from researching, I found out helps you come out of depression. And some of them are, know you have a problem, express to people the problem, open up to people, friends, family, get your mood on the right track. Always try to be happy. Do things that will make you happy. If it's planting, if it's taking selfies, if it's walking with your friends, do things that will get you out of that. Yeah, look for your happy place. Exercise, you know, watch comedy and believe in yourself.
I understand what you're saying, but I know that like, it's not always quite so simple. So I'll just say, like, in a nutshell, if you feel like you're experiencing those things, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing. It is an illness. Let's just say that real quick.
It's like malaria.
Yeah, exactly. And talk to somebody, because I've actually had close friends and, you know, even some family who have experienced this. And then I think the tendency is, especially for young people, just to kind of move to drugs or weed and just kind of self-medicate.
And they don't help.
Those things don't help. So just talk to someone so you can at least get the help that you need. Anyway, I think it's been a great show.
Yep,
it has. We have to go now.
Yes.
I hope you guys have had as much fun as we have. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Don't forget to tune in again next time. And until then, remember,
everyone deserves a moment, so go get yours.